Dick York kept this hidden while filming Bewitched. Dick York was born Richard Allen York on September 4, 1928, in Fort Wayne, Indiana, was a beloved American actor best known for his role as Darren Stevens on the classic television sitcom Bewitched. His journey to stardom was marked by immense talent, personal hardship, and an enduring commitment to his craft, despite debilitating physical challenges that ultimately forced him to step away from Hollywood at the height of his career. York was raised in Chicago, Illinois, where his love for acting was kindled at a young age. He showed early promise as a performer, making his radio debut as a child actor at just 15 years old. By the late 1940s, York had transitioned from radio to stage acting, showcasing his versatile talent. His breakthrough came when he was cast in the Broadway production Tea and Sympathy, directed by the legendary Elia Kazan. York's performance was so well received that it opened doors to a film career in Hollywood. He went on to appear in several films, including They Came to Cordora, 1959, with Gary Cooper and Rita Hayworth, where he delivered a compelling performance as a soldier suffering from cowardice. Despite a number of film roles, it was York's television work that truly cemented his place in entertainment history. In 1964, he was cast as Darren Stevens, the bewildered husband of a witch named Samantha, played by Elizabeth Montgomery, in Bewitched. The show was an instant hit and remains one of the most beloved TV sitcoms of all time. York's portrayal of the everyman character, who constantly finds himself embroiled in magical mishaps and misunderstandings, became iconic. His on-screen chemistry with Montgomery was a key factor in the show's success, and his comedic timing and ability to convey exasperation in the face of supernatural chaos endeared him to millions of viewers. He appeared in the first 5 seasons of the show, from 1964 to 1969. Dick York, best known for his role as Darren Stevens on the classic television show Bewitched, had a personal struggle that he kept largely hidden during his time on the series. York's charming portrayal of the bewildered husband to a witch, played by Elizabeth Montgomery, won the hearts of audiences. However, behind the scenes, he was silently battling a debilitating and chronic pain condition that originated from a serious back injury he had sustained years before filming began. York's injury occurred in 1959 while he was working on the film They Came to Cordora, where an accident on set left him with a permanently damaged spine. During a particularly intense scene, York was required to lift heavy equipment repeatedly, which ultimately caused one of his vertebrae to snap. The injury left him in excruciating pain and led to lifelong complications. Although he sought medical attention at the time, the injury was never fully resolved, and he was left with severe pain that would flare up periodically. When Bewitched began filming in 1964, York was determined to continue working despite his chronic pain. He wanted to maintain a sense of normalcy in his life and remain committed to his acting career. For much of the early seasons of Bewitched, he managed to hide the severity of his condition from the cast and crew, as well as from viewers. However, this took a great toll on him both physically and mentally. As his pain worsened, York began relying on painkillers just to get through the long hours of shooting. Yet, he remained professional and never let his discomfort show on screen, continuing to deliver the high-energy, comedic performances that fans loved. York's ability to hide his condition was a testament to his dedication as an actor. He was known for being easygoing and having a great sense of humor on set, which helped him mask the pain he was feeling. However, as the years went by, the demands of the role became more difficult to manage. The physical comedy that Bewitched often required of York, such as the slapstick moments where Darren was magically thrown across the room or transformed into various objects, took a severe toll on his injured back. Despite this, York continued to push through, determined not to let his condition affect his performance. As his pain intensified, it became harder for York to conceal the true extent of his suffering. Behind the scenes, he would often retreat to his dressing room between takes to rest or lie down. The crew made adjustments to accommodate him, allowing him to sit or lean against objects during scenes to minimize the strain on his back. In some episodes, the character of Darren was seen sitting more often or performing less physically demanding actions to help alleviate York's discomfort. Still, York's condition continued to worsen. By the show's fifth season, it became clear that York could no longer continue at the same pace. During one particularly grueling day on set in 1969, York collapsed while filming an episode, marking a turning point in his career. He was rushed to the hospital, and doctors advised that he take an extended break from work. Despite his strong will and determination, York's health had deteriorated to the point where continuing in his role on Bewitched was no longer possible. His departure from the show was abrupt, and the producers had to quickly find a replacement for Darren Stevens. Actor Dick Sargent was cast as his replacement, and the transition was made without much explanation to the audience. After leaving Bewitched, York's health struggles persisted. His injury, combined with his reliance on pain medication, contributed to a difficult period in his life. He battled both physical and emotional challenges, including financial hardship due to his inability to work regularly in Hollywood. Nevertheless, York remained positive and worked hard to overcome his circumstances. In later years, he became a passionate advocate for people with disabilities and chronic pain, speaking openly about his experiences and trying to help others who faced similar struggles. Despite the hardships he endured, Dick York left behind a lasting legacy with his portrayal of Darren Stevens. His dedication to his craft and his ability to persevere through immense personal challenges remains an inspiring story in Hollywood history. While many fans of Bewitched were unaware of the pain he was enduring behind the scenes, his resilience and commitment to the show are a testament to his character and professionalism as an actor. In the late 1980s, he founded Acting for Life, a charity organization dedicated to helping the homeless. Through this initiative, York sought to give back to those in need, using his remaining energy to make a difference in the world. Though York's career was tragically cut short, his legacy endures. His portrayal of Darren Stevens remains beloved, and Bewitched continues to attract new generations of viewers through reruns. York's life is often remembered as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. In his later years, York spoke openly about his struggles, using his platform to raise awareness about chronic pain and disability. He passed away on February 20, 1992, at the age of 63, from complications related to emphysema. York's death marked the end of a life that had been both triumphant and tragic, but his impact on the world of television, and his generous spirit, continues to be remembered. Dick York's story is one of courage, perseverance, and an indomitable will to overcome the odds. He brought humor and heart to millions of viewers through his work, even as he faced debilitating pain behind the scenes. His contributions to Bewitched helped make it one of the most iconic sitcoms of the 1960s, and his character, Darren Stevens, remains a symbol of the everyman caught in extraordinary circumstances. But more than just an actor, York was a man of deep compassion, as evidenced by his work with the homeless later in life. Though his time in the spotlight was cut short, his legacy continues to shine brightly, reminding us all of the power of persistence and the strength of the human spirit. In the end, Dick York may have left Hollywood too soon, but he remains an enduring figure in the hearts of his fans and in the annals of television history. His life, though marked by hardship, was also defined by generosity and resilience, making him not only a beloved actor but also an inspiring human being.